I invite you to meditate with me on a passage from the book of the prophet Isaiah. It seems it was written these days and reports the situation not only of our country, Brazil, but the world in general, and you will understand why. Chapter 3 of Isaiah, God Himself speaks to the prophet regarding the situation of Jerusalem and Judah. When we talk about Jerusalem and Judah, we're talking about the people in general, the people of God. Jerusalem was the religious center of Israel, where the temple was, and Judah was a region of Jerusalem. When God speaks about the destruction of Jerusalem and Judah, He says, I won't read all the verses because it will be too extensive, but He says that He would take the livelihood of bread and water from Jerusalem, and the people will be oppressed. On verse 5, the people will be oppressed, that the people will rise against each other. The youths will rise against the elders, one against the other. They will fight among themselves. In other words, Jerusalem will not even need external enemies. They would be their own enemies. And it says that it would become ungovernable. That it would be ungovernable. And they would appoint anyone to be the governor, because no one had the condition to be a governor of the city. And verse 8 says, For Jerusalem stumbled, and Judah is fallen. And after that comes the reason why. Why had Jerusalem stumbled and Judah fallen? Why were they oppressed and destroying each other? And then from verse 8, he explains, because their tongue and their doings are against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of His glory. The look on their countenance witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They do not hide it. In other words, those people were publicly sinning against God, provoking God with their words. They did not make a point of hiding their sins, but they were declaring it. And they were not hiding it. They were not pretending. They were wide open doing things against God. For example, we had this weekend a concert in Rio de Janeiro that did this. A concert that declared all against God. I didn't see, but according to the news, there were even references to Jesus, exalting satanic images, and the majority of the concert sponsored by public money. Public money. According to sources, 20 million reais of public money invested on the concert. Just the artist took 17 million. Just the hotel rooms cost 4 million for one night, or as many nights there were. This was declared, was not hidden. And the people celebrate. While a misfortune ran loose in the south of Brazil, and this event happening at the same time. So we see precisely this. The look on their countenance witness against them. This is interesting, the look on their countenance, because the face is the mirror of the soul. And we see how many people, to hide the darkness in their souls, the sadness, the depression in their souls, have to cover their faces with heavy makeup. They have to cover their faces with fake smiles, pictures on social media to show the enjoyment. And they share their face as the expression of happiness, once they are empty and broken inside, broken and destroyed inside. They are ruined. As the text says, the look on their countenance witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. As Sodom. This is all kind of depravity and promiscuity. They do not hide it. Then the word of God comes. Woe to their soul, for they have brought evil upon themselves. Woe to their soul, for they have brought evil upon themselves. Say to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Woe to the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. In other words, each one will reap what they did, even if it doesn't happen immediately, but each one will reap what they sown. This is a law that no one can hide from. We've seen the reason for so many calamities, suffering, oppression. And people, what do they have? They have what they are planting. You may disagree and say, they shouldn't have done this or that. But when it comes the time to vote, you vote for politicians who promote this. Politicians who promote what you don't want. Then what's the point? What's the point of you disagreeing with this or that? And then you turn on the television channels that promote this depravity. We must choose a side. We must decide what our faith is. If we are on the side of the righteous ones, as the text says, say to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. Or if we are on the side of the wicked ones, as it says, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. So which side we will be with? Many people don't define their faith. They don't position themselves if either they are from the evil or the good side. Many who say they belong to good, they promote evil, they tolerate evil. And I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about attitude, behavior, sin. Sin was the reason for the destruction of Jerusalem and Judah, because the city became ungovernable. It became a chaos, a lost chaos. Nobody knew what to do for the other. Was one destroying the other? Sin was doing that in Israel back on those days. And it's no different today. People want a better life, they want to improve life, but they promote sin. But the governor is a portrait of the people. This passage of Isaiah says this. The person takes a brother, someone likes them, and say, go and govern us. So you choose, you pick someone just like you. When you choose a politician, you cannot do that based on they will pay the material for me to finish the construction in my house. They will give a job for a family member. In other words, corruption begins within the people. And this corruption extends to the rulers, to their representatives. We must look, each one, to ourselves. You need to look at yourself, because maybe corruption is within you. Corruption begins in your house, when you hide something from your wife, when you hide something from your husband, you spend money without talking to your husband, you do something and you hide from your wife, you hide from your parents what you're doing. You don't have an agreement in your own house where you live in. There's no respect towards each other within the house. So how will society be if you don't have a behavior that is at least respectful and acceptable within your house? There's any point on complaining, saying this or that, I shouldn't have done certain things. We must look at our daily lives, because when tragedy happens, things that impact millions, misfortune that affect entire countries, you must learn that this tragedy is the culmination of years of disobedience, years of turning their back to God. And when people face tragedies, these calamities, they ask themselves, where is God? When all was well, nobody would ask, where is God? Isn't it interesting that many unbelievers, they ask, where is God? In the days of tragedy, once they didn't want to do anything with God when all was well. The human being is a piece of work. However, we will not fix human beings. We can only fix ourselves. Therefore, dear friends, I talk to you, I talk to me. We must look at ourselves. Everyone should look at themselves and repair themselves, because the promise is the following. Say to the righteous that it shall be well with them, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. So even if everyone around you is living as if he were in Sodom and Gomorrah, do what is right, walk in justice, and then you can count on God's protection. But if you join them, the same end of them will be yours. And there will be nobody to free you, not even God, because you didn't want God. So there's no point of wanting God when things are bad. Meanwhile, when you had conditions to repent, you said no to Him. If today's video helped you and you know someone that could benefit from it, share it with them, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you may do so now. See you later.